Hey everybody, it's Indy. Hope you all had a fantastic holiday weekend to those who celebrated and you were surrounded by family and friends and lots of love and good food. Of course, today is Mindful Monday check-in. Actually, I look really forward to this. Thank you for joining me on this journey. It totally helps me because by the conversations that we have on here through Instagram TV and when I did the live last week, it just helps my practice. And I think that whether you're doing meditation or just practicing mindfulness in general, it's great to have a community to support one another. And I hate to say help keep us accountable because we're all able to help self-regulate ourselves, but it's kind of a great way to help keep us accountable for it. So thank you for helping me with my practice. I thought I would jump on here and share some of the things that I've been doing as a result of this. I have been listening to you and what you shared with the apps. So I've used Headspace before and I absolutely love it. So that's great for meditation. Calm is fantastic for someone like me who's terrible about falling asleep. You can have bedtime stories, as you guys said, by Matthew McConaughey. Thank you for the recommendation. I saw Leona Lewis. There's so many great narrators who will kind of read you stories that just help you drift off to sleep. So love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is for the premium, so I just want to put that out there. And no, I'm not sponsored. I don't have any affiliate links, but I just wanted to share. I do use that one. And I also was recommended through here on the Waking Up app. Wow, I love it. For someone who's new to meditation, who's been really having a hard time with it, it's a great app to help you with your practice. I'm fairly adept. I've been practicing transcendental meditation, which means I meditate 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night to a specific mantra. And I've been doing it for close to 3, maybe 4 years now. So I'm fairly adept at meditation, but I'm still using the app. I'm actually signed up for the premium service as well because there are things that I can learn to fine tune my meditation practice. And it's interesting because I've even cut my TM at night by 5 minutes so I can do 10 minutes with this app just to squeeze in some more meditation. I know that seems like a little bit of an overload, but meditation is many things to many people. I've told people that, if you're singing and you're just enjoying it and it's just a peaceful time, that is a form of meditation. Listening to music or soundscapes, that's also quietly can be a form of meditation. It's a great way to just quiet your mind from all the noise, which I think is so important to our overall health and well-being. So highly, highly recommend those who have had a difficult time with meditation to try the Waking Up app. You have a couple of different things that you can do for free before you then have to pay, similar to how you do with Headspace. So great apps. Also want to share loving Deep Work, which is a book that Michelle and our community manager recommended. Wow. For someone who is practicing or trying to up their mindful practice and apply it to work, because mindfulness doesn't mean that you're just being quiet in your mind and meditating, but someone who's trying to put this very proactive singularity into their, or I would say be present into their work practice. Deep Work is a phenomenal book that really points out the importance of maybe not always multitasking the way that we do and setting up those boundaries. And I found it to be extremely helpful. Highly, highly recommend. I'm going to plan to start sharing some of the things that I'm learning on it, probably here or maybe even in stories, because I just thought it was amazing. Also want to share that I'm reading the Arianna Huffington sleep book. Obviously, we launched Sleep recently, but just so much of the research is talking about the importance of sleep. And I do think that is part of my mindfulness practice, is taking time and creating a ritual around my sleep and being very deliberate with it so that I can start to quiet my mind. If you're like me, type A personality, card carrying, I totally admit it. But sometimes going to sleep can be an issue for me. And so just reading it and obviously that's why we brought out the sleep products, because I really do know the importance of it. But just reading the book and all the studies is just fascinating. So just thought I'd share that with you. If you guys have other books that because you've shared so many apps, please, please feel free to share below when we put this on Instagram stories. I'd love for us as a community to share some of the books that are around this, being fully present, mindful of our actions, how we're applying it to either our work or our time with our loved ones. These are just great tools. I love this community. I am getting so much out of it. I'm just in the apps and just the conversations and the things we're all sharing about, like what we did, our 5 things that we were grateful for. And so many of you participated, which was amazing. But what I love about this community is it keeps us, I hate to use the word accountable, but it is the best word for this, but it keeps us together and it creates a support group so that we kind of go through this practice together. One of the things that I wanted to bring up as a challenge, because it's something that I'm doing with the book that I was reading, Deep Work, is we talk about mindfulness when we're with our family, mindfulness when we eat. By the way, Thanksgiving was a challenge for me, sidebar, in the middle of a cleanse, and then tried to do my cleanse during Thanksgiving. Hashtag fail. I did okay, but I definitely restarted on Monday. I don't know, all the good foods, all the comfort foods. I didn't go crazy. I had mostly vegetables, but they weren't exactly the healthiest. It was mostly sauteed in butter. But anyway, that was something. So being mindful around our food practices and our eating practices. As I told you, I'm slowing down when I'm eating and finding that I'm enjoying my food so much more rather than shoving it in and getting on to the next thing. We've also talked about mindfulness, just a routine for us in terms of how we're spending our time and workouts and whatnot. But I wanted to take this time and start a dialogue with you about how can we be more mindful at work. For me, what I've noticed is oftentimes I can get sidetracked. Does it sound familiar? You're working on something and then maybe you hear the ding or you're like, wait, what email did I get? And you switch over to your email and then you go head in, dive right into your email and you didn't finish the task on hand. And you know what? My productivity isn't as strong as it could. I'm admitting that on here to my team, but I really need to think about that. And I've been making some shifts and really turning down, like not looking at analytics for an hour. I know I could probably not look at analytics for a lot longer than that, but just, not looking at Instagram for 2-3 hours, but really focusing on the tasks, my to-do list in hand, so I can be incredibly productive, work smart and work hard, but I think that I could probably compress some of the things during my day and be a heck of a lot more efficient than I have been. So love to know what you guys think about that. How are you mindful at work? How do you think you can bring in your mindful practice to be more effective and more efficient in your workday? Chime off down below in the comments. Love to hear from that, and maybe we can share some of your thoughts on how can we as a community be more mindful and practice that in our workplace. So keeping this short so we can do this, because I never want to go on and on and on. I'd love these to just be tidbits. Looking forward to hearing what books you guys are loving. Share them down below, and also how do you practice mindfulness at work, or is this something we want to explore deeper? Have a fantastic week. Can't wait to talk to you guys here on Instagram.